everybody. Oh, good. It's recording. Was it doing that the whole time?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
We are doing, first of all, it's July 7th, 2017, and we're doing a quick team lead in love, what you need to know for summit recording. We are super excited to be having so many people from our team come this year. Last year from Team Lead in Love, there were 4 of us, and this year I believe there are 11 or 12 at last count.
Cool.
And so we are super excited to all be going together as a team. And there's a few things that I think it's important for everybody to know. So I'm going to talk a little bit about like what you can expect, what sort of the overall atmosphere and experience is about. And then from this, the most important thing to take with you is that this, whether it's your first, second, fourth, 25th summit, it has to be about your experience and what you do and what happens with your time in New Orleans is really about what you make of it and how you sort of, I guess, how you choose to spend your time is really what matters the most in all of this. There's going to be so many things to choose from and so many people to visit with and so many teams there and so many people for us to connect with that while we all have a lot going on in this great big huge agenda of items to choose from, you really are sort of in charge of your experience and doing the things that you want to do. So don't ever feel obligated. Bill, can you not be as loud as possible? It's not real. Good Lord. Seriously. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now that he's out of the house again, back to us. Good thing I'm not a newscaster on live news from my house. Okay. Anyways, this is really about your experience, what you take from it, what you do with it, the places that you go. It's totally okay. I want everyone to have fun and to have a good time, and this is the only moment I'm going to actually own that. The rest of the time, because I have 2 of my own team members from Team Fearlessly Authentic going, and we've had that conversation where I want everyone to have so much fun, but I'm going to be in charge of making sure that I have fun and that my feelings don't get hurt if somebody wants to do something different from me, even if we maybe already planned it, but then something else comes up. Just be aware that there's a lot, like imagine being kind of on sensory overload and being 21 and walking into Vegas for your first time. So we're like super excited, pumped up, joyful Beachbody coaches. And some of us are walking into Summit for our first time. And it's that same experience where you're just like the lights and the shiny things and the pretty parties and the fun places you can go. And we're in a whole new state and all the people we want to visit and things we want to do. So just really look at what it is that's important to you to do, and those are the things you should do, and you should go do them, and you should not wait for other people to also go do them. You should go do them. You should go meet those people. You should go do that workout. You should go to that restaurant. Don't feel like you have to wait for anybody. Okay. Number 2. Now I'm done owning everyone's good time. Now I'm going to assist as your travel agent and give you some different suggestions and ideas. And then you can kind of build from that and decide what's important to you and what you want to do. I wanted to bring up the Coach Summit app. If you don't have it, it's this one right here. And what I love about this app is that you can go in and under agenda, you can see all the 800 things that are going on each day that are Beachbody sponsored, and you can mark them so it adds it to your own agenda. So then each day you'll kind of know what you're doing. I suggest get in there and do that soon. Don't do it on the plane as you're leaving, but do it now so you kind of have an idea ahead of time of the things that you want to be doing. I'm going to open mine up really quick. So there's stuff going on as early as Tuesday. I actually arrive on Tuesday. But so because I'm there Tuesday, my first thing I'm going to do is Wednesday. I'm going to go to check-in. So I have it already marked. I don't know if you can see that. Stop. I'm really excited to leave town, everybody. It's just not even.
You're leaving town?
No, I'm not leaving town.
Mom?
So,
Mom!
Joel, I can't right now. I'm recording.
Mom?
This is the moment everyone gets to hear how my life is. I'll talk to you about it when I'm done. Okay. No, you're okay. So the check-in and check-out. So you can see there's like a little purple mark next to it. So now my phone's going to notify me when that's available. Check-in and check-out. Super fun. Super easy. You go in. They have like wraparound things. It's a little bit like a Disneyland line. And you get in line. And when you get up to the front, they give you your badge for the conference. And it'll have like your rank on there. It'll say Emerald or Coach or Lifetime Diamond. You'll get a whole bunch of different bracelets. Some of them will be for what's called the Core, which is a store. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. You may have gained entrance into the Core early or for like a special shopping trip. Any of your workouts that you're doing, you'll have a separate bracelet. You'll feel a little bit like, remember again, I'm going back to like when you were a kid and you used to wear like all the bracelets. That's what it's like. And they snap on like hospital bracelets. Put them all on your arm right away so you don't lose any of them. If you lose it, you can't get a new one. So they suggest like you get out of line. First, you stand there with the person and they'll tell you, make sure you have everything, all of your, if you won any workouts, like the Siggy one, if you won into the Success Club party, you're going to want to make sure you have everything there because once you're out of line, you can't go back and say like, oh, I forgot, I didn't get this, or any kind of scenario. They're going to want to make sure that you have everything right off the bat. So check for all your bracelets. Make sure you have all your like it'll say, your rank. It'll say if you're a Success Club All-Star, which means you've hit Success Club 12 months in a row or 24. There's all the different things that you can get. So just make sure you don't leave line and you don't leave your person until you have all those things. They have a ton of people set up to do check-in. So, also remembering to be patient, even though the line feels forever long if you're standing in it. Just make sure you remember that everyone's in line just to make sure they get all their stuff and that there's a possibility that they're fixing something up there. So just be a little patient with that. So that's the check-in and fix it. That's what that's about. The Core is the store, the most amazing store I've ever been to in my life. They just have, a warehouse and oodles and oodles and oodles of every sort of line and Beachbody clothing. So a lot of us got I think I own I wore them to the bone. I'll probably still bring them because they're so comfortable. I got this awesome sweatshirt last year. I got an awesome long sleeve shirt that I wore all winter long that said Shakeology. You probably saw me in it in 8 million Zooms over the winter because I lived in it. And I got tons of prizes for coaches and challengers. They just had reusable shopping bags. They had these really awesome thick beach bags that had Shakeology on them. Different shirts, any new programs that are coming out, a lot of times they'll have those there. And I wouldn't say that it's necessarily cheaper than what they would sell it for online, but there's so much, you get to see it in person. And there's so much stuff that I don't even know that I think they have a ton of stuff there that they don't sell online. Plus, every day last year, they handed out something different. So, can you turn this thing off, please? They gave away these things. I grabbed hordes of them because I had so many. They're like the exercise bands. Like these. They say Beachbody on them. And so I randomly send them out to my free 5-day challengers, or I throw them in a gift basket. And then they had the 21-day fix jelly bracelets. I don't have any more of those. Where you can move it from one hand to the next. So they had a ton of stuff they were giving away. Anyways, go to the Core if you can. I don't remember how, but a lot of people were able to earn early, a special entrance into the Core where not a lot of other people will be able to go at that time. And so if you got that, use that because there's a lot less people there during that time. So that's kind of my gist about the Core. The next thing is the Shakeology bar. So every day they had this in Punta Cana. Now, I didn't use it last year at Summit because the line was so long and I brought my own Shakeology. I will probably do that again this time. I did use the Shakeology bar in Punta Cana. I'm a little bit picky about how I mix my shakes. And they actually did they did an acceptable job in Punta Cana. So I wouldn't be opposed to going to the shake bar. I just think it's a little expensive. And if you already have your packs or you're with somebody else traveling and you kind of are each bringing something, like I like to bring my peanut butter powder and just I make it work. It's fine. But they do make them fresh. They have very limited recipes. And the line was really long. That was my only complaints about that last year. Some of you ordered lunches for the conference. I've heard mixed reviews about them. I've heard they're great from some people, and then pickier people don't love them. I don't think there is anything wrong with them. I eat all kinds of food. Food isn't really an issue for me anymore. Or I don't think it ever really was. And so, Joel, can you not? So, the food for me wasn't an issue. If you didn't order food, what they've done in the past, and I'm assuming they're going to do again this time, is they're like rolling a bunch of food trucks into the parking lot of wherever it is, and it's just kind of a free-for-all. There's restaurants all over. It's a really big travel city, so you can walk to one of the restaurants. So there's a lot of choices. And it's not like I'm encouraging you to miss it, but if you're like a few minutes late coming back to the conference after lunch, like don't stress. Like I want to reiterate that again. Like don't stress at all. Just let that wash away. If you're a couple minutes late coming back to the conference, they're still going to let you in. It's not like at work where you're clocked in and clocked out. Like this is all to benefit you, educate you, support you, encourage you. Don't, obviously, if you can help it, don't intentionally miss it, but don't stress. Like really, like let this be a time where you're like open to new ideas, new motivation, encouragement. You may think like you see a workshop name and you're like, oh, I'm pretty good at that. Everybody can learn more from it. So go to it, because sometimes, social media posts, I always learn from them, but maybe I don't go into it thinking like, oh, I'm struggling in this area, I need a little bit more help. But I always walk away from those trainings on social media with like new posting ideas or new ways to organize my posts or new ways to brainstorm or just reassurance that I feel good about what I'm sharing, or, so just be open to kind of everything that you go into, because it is they're very good. The people that they choose to speak are very genuine and authentic. It's really great. Okay. Then let's see. Friday morning, there's a whole bunch of workouts. Just make sure you pay attention to what hall you're supposed to be at. Get there early if you can, because there will be a lot of people and you'll want to get a spot. Don't expect it to be like the best workout you've ever had in your life, because it's a little bit more about the atmosphere. Last year, I went and did the workout I wanted to do was full, and I knew Amy really wanted to do PiYo, and so I went with her to do PiYo. Honestly, I don't love PiYo. I don't like yoga. I don't like Pilates. I have a real hard time with it. But Shailene's been like a game changer for so many of my challengers and my coaches, and I was like, well, I should go see what she's all about. I love her. I'm so glad I went. I literally stood there the whole time and took pictures of Amy doing PiYo, because Amy was in like celebrity workout heaven, kind of like I'll probably be with Shaun T this time. But she was like so in her element and adorable. I just stood there for an hour and took pictures of her. But by the time we left there, like just listening to Shailene talk, I was like, why have I not done her program? So I didn't do the whole program, but like I've started to do more of it, more of her different programs, and use them just for like intermittent training. And because I do love her so much, and I started listening to her podcast after going to that. So don't, like I said, a perfect example, like be open to everything, because you don't know what you're going to take away from it. So get there early so you have room. there's not going to be a ton of room. It's not like everybody was like crazy sweating by the time they left. It's real similar to Super Saturday workout. Everyone's kind of cramped in there, but it's fun, and you get to work out with, the trainer that you chose. Hopefully you got a good one too. Some people won photo ops with the trainers. I know April got that last year. I haven't heard if anyone got it this year. Do you guys know if anyone got it this year? Which is always fun. She has that cute picture of Tony holding her. I think it's Tony. Okay, and then more workshops. So the last two kind of agenda things are like opening night and closing night. Very worth it. Very, very worth it. They put a ton of money into these events. Closing night, there's always like this gigantic fireworks show at the end. There's a lot of recognition at closing night, although I understand there will be an opening night as well this time. But they do a lot of recognition of like the elite coaches, the top 10 coaches. They do, what else did they do last time? They do all those top 10 finalists of the weight loss challenge, or, the people they feature on their website all the time. They do the top 10 of those, and I believe they announce the winner, maybe. I don't know. I could be making that part up, but it's really exciting either way. And they like roll out all the new programs, and there's lots of cheesy comedic commentary. The guys who do the National Monday Wake Up Calls, they're always on there. They kind of remind me of like the sarcastic guys on the Muppets. That's kind of, they're just like that the whole time. It's super fun. So go to opening and closing night. If you're bringing guests who are not part of Beachbody, they do have to have a ticket to get in. So just keep that in mind. They won't be able to get in without the ticket, which I believe is new this year, because last year everybody could just walk in. Okay. So during the conference, as part of your conference room, whichever room you chose, there's also a general session for that group of people. So it's kind of hard to explain. There's a lot of like rotating and people going in different rooms at different workshops at different times. And then there's a larger group of people, but not everybody, who goes into sort of this general session. And that's where we see the main speakers. And that is also just, it's really good. I feel like I should have better words than really good, but those are the words I have. It's so good, I don't even have better words for it. And I know this time, like Brendan Bouchard, we're getting like really great. I mean, last year we had this, we had this gal, I can't remember her name, but she's like a famous comedian, and Shanti spoke for 20 minutes. And I mean, it was incredible what they did last year and this year. I'm so excited because it's so many of our personal development gurus that we listen to. So go to that. Overall, even if you have everything logged into this app, I am not a terribly organized person. Like, I don't have to walk around on vacation with an agenda and a purpose. Like, I prefer not to, but I'll tell you that the thing that saved my butt was not just this app, but then writing it down like on a separate piece of paper where exactly I was going to be each day. And I've done it this time too. So I just had like a lined piece of paper and I wrote it on there. And it's literally like Tuesday, this is where I want to be, with the caveat in my mind that like, if something's not working or moving fast enough or happening quick enough, I'm also not going to go into super stressed out mode and have to be across town in 2 minutes. Like, I'm still going to take my time. I'm still going to have fun. Things are still going to be a priority. But I'm not going to put so much pressure on myself that I miss the fun and I make it stressful. Because if I'm in constant stressed out mode, then I'm not open to learning and getting that motivation. And that's a big piece. This is like a giant challenge group for me. Like, as a brand new, super excited challenger, I'm excited to go into this and soak everything in that I can. And I can't do that if I have like this mental block of anxiety. So really stressing that. I know a lot of you guys are staying together or close together in the hotel together, and just give each other grace. Like, first, give each other the respect. Obviously, don't ditch each other. Like, don't be like, oh, well, Stephanie said just relax, go with the flow. I'm not going to show up. Like, I'm obviously, like, be respectful of each other's time if you make a commitment to each other. But also don't like have such high expectations that you hold people down, or because what ends up happening is your feelings get hurt, and then it becomes way clickier than it's meant to be. And I did see that happen in other teams last year, but because somebody really prepared me for, like, this is not like Super Saturday where we just all go sit together the whole time. I mean, this is like a full-on vacation, so we'll have plenty of time to hang out. And then what we need to do is continue in communicating in the thread so that we can hopefully find a time where we can make it out to a meal together. And if we can't, like, maybe half of us come one time and half another, maybe all but a couple come one time and then everybody comes in. There's just so many different scenarios and things that can happen. And then a lot of us are traveling spouses and things like that. So we're all going to be super respectful of that as well. Okay. Weather. We were just looking right before we started this call on Heidi, and I saw lots of thunderstorms. So it's going to be humid and muggy and gross, but we're going to have so much fun because we're all going to be together and so relaxed that we don't even care about the rain. And but the muggy is probably going to be the hardest thing to get used to. It was like that in Nashville last year. And so I just had my hair up the whole time. I packed lots of rubber bands. So just prepare kind of for that. Be thinking of like easy ways to do your hair. Like I know that sounds silly, but just plan for that now. Like last year there was all kinds of like cute messy buns going on. My hair does not make a cute messy bun. So I bought a couple of really cute hats from the Core and ended up wearing those a lot. So just think of different ways that it'll just be easy so you can just take that stress off your plate. There isn't really anything you need to be that fancy for. I don't think anything. There's like the diamond party, and I will just have what's supposed to look like a messy bun, but it probably won't look like that. And then there's really, I think that's the only super fancy thing. You don't have to get dressed up for anything. Like, that's the other thing. So what to pack? Let me make sure. Last year remember what the weather's like. If you want to be in jeans, wear jeans. It's going to be hot and muggy outside. It's probably going to be colder inside because of the air conditioning. So make sure whatever bag you're toting from your hotel to the conference has your name and information on it, and put a sweater in there. Remember, you're going to be sitting a lot during the day. We do get up and take breaks, but it's more important that you're comfortable. Plus, you're at a Beachbody conference, so it wouldn't be weird if you were in leggings, a sports bra, and a tank top with a sweater. So
they said we couldn't bring a bag. I was confused by that.
Oh, it says you can't bring a bag now?
It said, like, all you can bring is your ID and your phone.
Okay. Good to know. See, I didn't see that. So then wrap a sweater around your waist and call it good.
There you go. Yeah.
I guess. I mean, you'll probably be able to bring a purse, right? I would think you could bring
it said wallet and phone. Like, okay. It was like crazy. It was like, there's going to be no bags allowed. There was this big post about it.
Great.
And I'm like, I bring snacks. I eat all the time.
Yes. You'll have to like stick them in her spot.
Yeah.
They'll be like, ma'am, what's on your person? We're like, just peanuts. Like,
yeah.
It's a kind
bar. My running belt and stick apples in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll be coming in with all kinds of candy packs.
Where was that post at, Heidi? Where was that post at?
It was a couple weeks ago. They posted it in the
Team Rockstar Fit.
I thought it was in the Coach Summit.
Oh, okay.
I think it was in the Summit.
I'll do an addendum when I post.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, yeah, I get cold. I need food.
Yeah, I know. And we're moms. We prepare for everything.
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy. What about a pen and paper? Like, don't we need that for the conference?
Yeah, I would think. That's what we had last year. I'm gonna look into that and I'll let you know.
Okay.
Because I totally missed that post. Last year we brought bags, and that's exactly what I have on my list. We brought snacks, a sweater. I felt like I had coloring books, but probably not, like random things like that. And a pen and paper too, yeah, because I took tons of notes last year. I mean, I guess I could take them in my phone, but it doesn't seem right. So, okay, I'll figure it out and I'll let you know for sure. Pack in your suitcase though. Like if you have a pool at your place, pack a swimming suit. Remember it's going to be hot and sticky. At nighttime, you're going to want to walk around downtown. It's still hot and sticky at night. Plus, if you're going to be on Bourbon Street at all, there's a lot of people. It is not uncommon to hear that people have been pickpocketed in downtown New Orleans. I've been there a few other times, and it did happen to a couple people that I was with. So don't just, especially if you're going to be drinking, be aware. Go into it aware, like, what am I wearing? Where's my shiz on person? Is it in lockdown? And just be aware. Like, you're going to think you're in this very familiar place because there's going to be a lot of people who look like Beachbody coaches, and there's a lot going on and everyone's having a good time. But those are the people that they're looking for in that crowded space, and they're professional pickpocketers. So just make sure you're not just keeping stuff in your back pocket, your stuff's not falling out, your purse is not just hanging around. Like, just be very aware of what you're doing and make sure you take care of yourself safety-wise. That being said, too, be aware of where you are at night. I'm not trying to mom everyone, but if you're, walking from Bourbon Street to get an Uber, maybe ask a couple of people to wait with you. Just be safe and aware of what's going on around you, just because honestly, when I was there, I never felt unsafe. So it wasn't like someone robbed us. It was like somebody pickpocketed us and the people I was with didn't have stuff in their pockets anymore. No big deal. But we never felt unsafe. I felt like the people there were just they were playing music and they had hats out for money, and they wanted your attention and they wanted to talk to you, and some people wanted to talk to you longer than others. And then there's a lot of drunk people on Bourbon Street at night. So just kind of be aware it's fun. And it is a big party scene. It's totally fun. There's tons of clubs and bars and things like that. Just be aware of your surroundings because you are someplace new late at night. You just want to make sure everybody's safe, and make sure you have somebody, with you. Like, don't just go wander off to explore the city by yourself at midnight. Have a drinking buddy that you hang out with. Okay, I'm done momming everyone. That's all I got. Okay, so pack in your suitcase, swimsuit, lots of, workout clothes. Remember, your workout clothes are probably going to get pretty sweaty, so maybe some backup workout clothes. Comfortable clothes. Don't, if you want to bring something nicer, just remember it's going to be hot, so don't bring like your best long-sleeved cotton prom dress. Maybe like lighten it up a little bit. There's nothing wrong with dressing up. If you want to wear more than yoga pants to the conference, you can. You can wear whatever you want because this is your conference and your trip and your motivation. So wear whatever's going to inspire you to be inspired every day. Just remember, it's hot and humid outside and probably cold inside from air conditioning. Let's see. What am I missing? Transportation. Uber is amazing. Get it on your phone now. Share rides. But don't always be the one in charge of paying. So make sure that like you take turns. Like last year, Amy would pay one time, I would pay the next. I think we probably spent $20 total each on Uber rides the entire week. It's not expensive at all, and everything's really close. If you bought a shuttle pass, try it out, see how you like it. Not everybody loves waiting for it. I don't know. Maybe we're all just an impatient society, but that's how I am. Like, I was like, I'll just Uber everywhere. I didn't want to wait. And I'm a little bit like, I'm an extrovert. I really like to talk and socialize, but I also am very much an introvert, and that in the moment I'm done, and I need to just like be by myself in my room with the door shut. And the quickest way for me to get there is Uber. So that's how I am. And don't worry, I'm not like incredibly rude or anything. I just like in my mind, you know, kind of like when we're tired of doing cardio, when my brain gets tired of doing social cardio, it needs a break. And I know a lot of you are like that too. So I want you to not feel guilty about it. I want you to own it. And that way, when you need time by yourself, because this is your trip, you give yourself permission to take it. And when we give ourselves that permission, we're less likely to get irritated with people. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I shut down and I'm like, I'm done, I start to get a little cranky. And then people are like, oh my gosh, she's so cranky. And I can like see it in their face and I hear it in my voice. And this will just avoid that. Then you'll just be like, oh, you know what? I'm at my limit. I need a half-hour nap. I need a timeout. Or whatever. You don't even have to give us a time limit. You can just be like, I'm done, I'm tired, and go back to your room, and none of us are going to have hurt feelings. So that's kind of like the gist of everything. It's a really awesome experience, and I'm really, really glad I went last time. I didn't even hesitate in buying my ticket this time. I'm so excited that so many more of us are going, and I think what's so great is we will all sit in the same conference, some of us even with the same speaker, and we'll all take away something completely different. Like it might be similar, but because of our own journeys and our own experiences and where we've been and what we're doing right now, we're all going to walk away with sort of our own unique takeaway and how we can use it to help people going forward. And that's what makes this business so awesome, is that we get to make this business what we want to make it. And now we get to go to a conference where we all hear the same words, but we interpret it completely different and get to rebrand it to make it our own. So I hope that you guys are excited to go, because it's a whirlwind, but it's so much fun. And as little stress as you can pack in your suitcase as possible is truly the most important thing. Like, be prepared and plan out. Like I said, I'm not a planner and preparer when I go on vacation necessarily. That's not my role when we go as a family. It's forever my role now at Summit. So I know the things I want to be doing. That way, if I miss something, I'm not going to be disappointed that I missed it because I wasn't prepared. I'm going to be like, oh, well, I did this instead, even if that includes like a nap or something. Just give yourself and each other lots of grace to have fun. And let's definitely try to meet up for a meal. And what I'll do, and I think probably as leaders, Joy and April will do, and this is Joy's first time too, is when we are able to, we'll say like, oh, today we're going to lunch here. If anyone wants to come, let us know, and we'll kind of keep it going. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll open a private page, a group page, instead of just that chat, so things don't get lost. If that makes sense. I think that'll be easier for all of us to communicate in. So I'll do that tonight when we hang up. Oh, and do your out of office. Make sure people know. Like, I can't believe I almost forgot to talk about this. Make sure your challengers know that you're going to be out of town. Make sure they know, like in your groups, that you're still going to check in, but it might be a little less because it's going to, be a little bit spotty when you can check in. But the important thing about social media and this is to remember that people don't actually know what Summit is. Like if you get on Facebook and you're constantly like, Summit 2017, and like there's just pictures of you and us, and like we're like selfie, we're like, Heidi and I are having a blast at Summit. Well, people have no idea what Summit is. It means nothing to them. They need to know like what you're learning, why you're there, how you're growing, what you got from the day, how you're going to apply it to your business, how you're going to apply it to them and helping them. Don't call it Summit. Nobody cares. I mean, you can like, you can say it somewhere in there, but make sure it's like, people understand it's a health and wellness coaching conference. It's where we're going to educate ourselves to bring back the most important information to help people get well. You know what I mean? Like think about your wording. And it's such a great opportunity to talk about the connections you made with coaches and how these are the friendships you've developed online, but now you get to see them in person. You know what I mean? There's all these ways to tie it sort of into what we're doing in our own challenge groups and in our own lives, and what it means to you. But just remember that summit means nothing to people, that they're just like, all right, cool. And you know, kind of in that stream of posts, there's a lot of people going to summit. So what makes it unique and special and important to you as a coach of your own business? That's what people want to know, is how you're kind of applying it to you. I think when we went to Punta Cana, there were like, oh gosh, I have some friends I have other friends who are Beachbody coaches not on our team that I didn't actually meet through Beachbody. I know them outside of Beachbody. And we were all in there at the same time, and we're all posting at the same time, but all of us, it meant something so much different to be there, you know, like, and so just talk about what it means for you and to you throughout your process there. And please post away about it. Like, it's fun. It's awesome. People need to know how awesome and fun it is to be a Beachbody coach at Summit. So don't be shy about it. Okay, let me make sure, because that was a big one. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. What questions do you guys have?
So you said don't be worried to like miss something on the agenda. Are you talking about like, I mean, when we signed up, we had like classes that we're going to all day. Is that what you're talking about? Is don't worry if you miss one of those, but go through the schedule and make sure you highlight the ones that are super important to you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And that's more like, that kind of goes back to me. Like, I'm not like saying, oh, don't worry if you miss it. It's more like like last year, one of the coaches, she got sick and she had horrible guilt. Like, she was letting everyone down because she wasn't going to the conference, and we were all like, you're sick, like, why would you go? Don't go. And then like, oh, Amy and I last year, we signed up for the super workout, obviously, and then we woke up and we were like, like, we'll sleep instead. And that's kind of the attitude to take with it. Like, remember why you're there and definitely show up. Don't like throw in the towel and not go. Like, stay committed and motivated. But if something comes up, or if you're truly like at your max and you need to go an hour late one day, or you know what I mean, just don't put the pressure on yourself to like, gotta be here, and then you're mad because people aren't getting to the Uber on time, and then you're saving seats, but you don't have to save seats. You know, what I see sort of putting that pressure on yourself is a lot of like tension and anxiety about doing it right. And if nobody else is doing it right and you're not doing it right, it's not going to be done right. And then but you end up not having fun. So that's right. I saw a lot of like this last year from other teams, not on our team. And I was like, oh gosh, they do not look like they're having fun.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's pretty much scheduled the whole day, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, so like after the workout, do you get to go back and change, or whatever you're wearing in the workout is what you wear all day? Or
I think that there's time technically in between. Hold on.
because I think the workouts are like at 6 a.m. or something ridiculous, like what time I normally work out.
Yeah.
Later.
Well,
Later.
like 4 o'clock our time. I remember like, oh, I got this, because that's what time I get up every day.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So 6 a.m. is the workout. And then general session 2 starts at 2 or 9:30. Yeah, you have plenty of time.
Oh, okay.
Because the regular workshops don't start till 2. So there's a general session at 9:30. I think it's, and maybe you won't want to change. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to. You might just be like, let's walk around for an hour and then head over to the general session. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to remember. Last year our workouts were in the afternoon, so it was sort of set up a little bit differently.
I'm just trying to figure out clothing.
Yeah.
I tend to want to have more clothes than I ever need. Yeah. It's always my problem.
Yeah. I'm a fan of overpacking, and then I wear like the same thing the whole time.
Yep. That's what I do.
Every vacation picture, I'm wearing the same shirt, even if I've been gone for 10 days.
Well, I'm thinking if I go to the core and get a sweatshirt and a long sleeve shirt, then I probably shouldn't be packing that stuff because.
Yeah. Well, and you don't know. I mean, you might
But
need
who knows? I might not like it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's totally fine to, I mean, don't bring like 4 suitcases or anything.
It'll all fit in
But
one.
you could, I don't care. Like, bring 4 suitcases.
Pay for it. It's your problem. Figure out how to get there. I appreciate that. Like, I need that because I am one of those people that I'm like, okay, this is what time we're supposed to be here, and we have to be there, and I could definitely, if that is good information for me.
Yeah, well, and do that. Like, I'm not even saying don't do that. If that's your comfort zone, do that. Just know, like,
but flow with it. But
definitely, like, if you're 5 minutes late and you're walking in, don't stress because the whole thing isn't going to stop. No one's going to look at you're probably not going to miss anything super pertinent at all. So just go with it. Just roll with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Nicole, did you have any questions?
I guess my biggest question was like how we're going to communicate with each other once we're there. There's April. Nice. How we're going to communicate. And you said that you had set up like a separate Facebook group for us to communicate.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right when we get off this call. I'm going to make a page, like a group page instead of the chat so that people can be like, going to dinner here if anyone wants to come, or you know what I mean? Like, or just, hey, is anybody sitting in Hall E? Can you grab me a seat? And we'll be like, yeah, bring us Starbucks. Just mostly, yeah. So I'll set that up right when we hang up.
Okay.
And you can chat through that. And it'll be better because sometimes, you know, when 25 people are trying to write a message and you're like trying to scroll back and then someone else messages it and it goes to the bottom and you're like,
Yeah, and with the Facebook pages, you have notifications.
Yeah.
So you don't lose stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Perfect. We talked about a lot of things, April, but we really covered a lot of this is your trip, your experience, your journey. Do with it what
I did have one more question.
Yes.
The Team Rockstar Fit thing that we're doing.
Oh, yes.
I got signed up for it, but then I can't find anything about the details or where we meet or when that is or.
Yeah, I don't have the address either.
It's Generations Hall. You should be on, let me go to, God, I'm so sorry, you guys. Seriously, we just rolled in from the beach and I was like not even thinking straight.
It's okay. You've been a little busy.
Just a minute. Let me go to it right now. There.
I mean, maybe I have an invite that's just not there in my. It should be there.
I know we just talked about it like in a feed, but I don't even remember. I think the original invitation and information was buried in the Team Rockstar Fit page, and that's so big I have a hard time finding anything in there.
It's right here. You just go to events, but let me make sure you guys are even invited.
I went into my events and it's not there. I don't think. Well, wait a minute.
People. So I'm going to give you the link here.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have it. Oh wait, maybe this is it. July 12th?
The link, but that doesn't work very well. July 13th.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have it.
Okay, I don't know how to invite somebody.
Can you just tag us in a comment?
Yeah, it's not letting me. You're not on here. You're not added. I just assumed it added everybody who was on Rockstar Fit. I don't know how you invite somebody.
I'm looking. Oh yeah, they don't have it open to.
No, it's today. No, it's tomorrow.
I And didn't you see that, April, about the new bags? I think you tagged me on that, or that you can't have bags.
That's at the core.
Oh, just the core.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, okay. That's good information. Because I'm a bag girl.
Your bags and your snacks.
I need
Yeah, and
my
if you
snacks
bring
and my
your
clothes.
backpack, if you bring your Beachbody backpack, make sure your name's in it. If you bring anything, make sure your name's. It's like camp.
Okay, good. Glad to know that. Okay, that relieves some stress.
Dude, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, I know. I just looked at it. Is it not? If you go into Team Rockstar Fit and then go to events in that page, do you see it? Because I don't think I think everybody was invited.
Yeah, we should have been.
I just made a post asking for help. So let's go to Team Rockstar Fit.
Oh, wait, here. I went in there and I can see it.
You can see it now?
I can see it now.
Okay, click going so it shows up in your events.
I'm going to join. There we go.
Yes. Okay,
So
Nicole.
Nicole, just go to Team Rockstar Fit and events and it pops right up, Summit.
Okay.
Ah, thank you guys. I was like,
Star Fit.
okay, perfect. It's at 11 a.m. Okay.
Where's the events on there? In info when you're in the page?
I was on my
There
iPad.
it
It was
is.
at the top.
I got it. Team Rockstar Fit Day going.
There we go.
It's not letting me. That's weird.
I had to join.
Oh, there. Okay, got it.
It's not
Thank you.
showing up on my events yet, though. I wonder. Oh, yeah, it does. There it is. It's right there. Okay. All good. Thank you. Now I don't have to worry about that anymore. I kept going. I keep forgetting what time. Where do I go?
And I will be on time. My flights were so messed up because it got changed 3 times. So I'm arriving at 9 a.m.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I thought I was going to be there on time, but
Yeah.
then I was looking at my flight and I was like, wait, I don't get here till what, 12?
So we want to check in before we do the Rockstar training.
Yeah, they said they can either hold the bags or we can check into the hotel. If
I
it's
mean,
ready.
check into the conference.
Well, when are you going to be there? When are you going
We're going to be there 9 a.m. Thursday. Well, Heidi gets there Wednesday, but
I'll be there Tuesday, but I'll be with my son
Oh, okay.
Tuesday
I
and
would
Wednesday.
check in on Wednesday, Heidi. You'll probably have less of a line.
But we don't have to check in to Summit before we go to Team Rockstar Fit.
Mm-mm. You don't have to.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay, we can do it after.
that's
So I'm going to
separate.
spend as much time as I can with my son, so I'm not going to probably come check in on Wednesday because I want to see him.
It's going to be a really long line on Thursday, probably.
Yeah, he has me fully booked. I'm like taking a red eye and getting there at 7 a.m. and he has me booked every hour. Like, it's like, oh, you can sleep for a couple hours here. Oh, thanks, honey. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
make sure you sleep because Summit is exhausting.
Yeah,
It is definitely
I'm
exhausting.
been living in that place for a while now.
You'll be ready. You've been practicing for some.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're like the last month before you have a baby and you don't sleep and then you don't sleep for the next 6 months after.
That's awesome. Okay.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions?
No, I'll have questions later.
I'm going to stop recording. Thanks to everybody who watched this later.